All right, let's talk about a huge change that's happening right now in how we build, well, everything. We're in the middle of a massive shift away from the old world of writing super precise line by line code and into a future where we can just describe what we want. And this right here, this visual says it all. I mean, look at this. On the left, you've got the old way, right? This wall of dense, complex code where one tiny typo can ruin your whole day. And on the right, that's the new way. It's just a sentence, a simple, clear goal written in plain English. That's the whole game changer right there. For years, anyone who builds software has had to deal with what we call the YAML headache. YAML is this formatting language used for configuration, and honestly, it can be a real pain. It's super strict. You need to know all the little rules, the syntax, and engineers, I mean, they burn so much time just hunting for a misplaced colon or a wrong indentation. It's tedious. But what if we didn't have to do that anymore? What if we could just move past all that tedious manual stuff? Well, a whole new way of thinking is starting to take over. It's about shifting our focus from the nitty-gritty details to just expressing our big ideas. It's, well, a whole new vibe. And it actually has a name, vibe coding. The term comes from Andrej Karpathy, one of the brilliant folks from OpenAI. And the idea behind it is actually pretty simple, but it's also incredibly powerful. You, the developer, you focus on describing what you want to build, and you let the AI tools handle the how, the actual nitty-gritty implementation. And look, this isn't some far-off futuristic idea. It's happening right now, and it's being powered by a whole ecosystem of amazing AI tools. We're talking about things like GitHub Copilot that suggests code as you type, all the way up to huge enterprise services like the Azure AI Foundry. The plumbing, the infrastructure to work this way, it's already here. Okay, so what does this actually look like in the real world? How does it change things? Well, the impact is just wild, especially when you see how fast you can go from just an idea, a simple prompt, to a complete working system. The speed is absolutely staggering. So let's take a real example from the source material we're looking at. Imagine a developer needs to build a full CI/CD pipeline. And if you're not familiar, that's basically the automated assembly line for shipping software. Now, traditionally, that's a ton of work. We're talking hours and hours of really painstaking configuration. Okay, so with this new vibe coding approach, how long do you think that exact same task took? Any guesses? Under 40 minutes. I mean, think about that. A job that could easily take up half a day, maybe even longer, was done in less than an hour. This isn't just a little bit faster, this is a complete game changer for productivity. So how does it work? Well, the process itself is this really elegant four-step loop. First, you define what you want, your intent. Then the AI generates a first draft. And here's the crucial part. Step 3, a human expert comes in to validate it. They check it, they approve it. Then you just repeat that process, refining it as you go. The human is still the architect, the one in charge. And this gets to maybe the most important part of this whole conversation. What does this mean for engineers, for the people who actually build this stuff? Well, it means their role is getting an upgrade. They're moving away from being just syntax writers and becoming true architects of systems. This table really breaks down that shift perfectly. In the old way, your focus was on syntax, on getting every semicolon right. The new way? It's all about the big picture, the architecture. Your primary skill used to be meticulous typing. Now it's about clear communication, being able to write a great prompt, and the output isn't just a pile of code, it's a fully validated working system. Okay, so this is probably the question on everybody's mind, right? Every time we talk about AI this powerful, someone asks it. Are human experts about to become obsolete? The answer to that is a very clear, very simple no. In fact, it's the opposite. Human expertise isn't being replaced, it's being amplified. And the source material has this absolutely perfect analogy for it. Think of the AI as a brilliant, super knowledgeable junior engineer. It's incredibly fast, it knows all the syntax, and it cranks out excellent first drafts. But it still needs your architectural approval. It needs a senior expert to provide that strategic direction and make sure it all fits into the bigger picture. So that's really the key takeaway here. The future isn't some battle of humans versus AI. It's about collaboration. It's about blending our unique human creativity and strategic thinking with the raw speed and efficiency that AI brings to the table. So, if you want to thrive in this new world, there are a few things that are absolutely critical. First and foremost, you have to maintain that expert human oversight. That means getting really good at prompt engineering, and this is a big one, never just blindly trusting what the AI gives you. You always have to validate it. And finally, as a team, you need to set up clear rules for how you're going to use these new tools. And that leaves us with one last kind of exciting question to think about. As this technology gets better every single day, the gap between having an idea and actually creating it is just vanishing. So if you could build anything at all, not by writing thousands of lines of code, but just by describing your vision, what would you create first?